I would like my life to be a statement of love and compassion, and where it isn't, that's where my work lies. Your problem is, you are too busy holding on to your unworthiness. The heart surrenders everything to the moment. The mind judges and holds back. When you know how to listen, everybody is the guru. We're fascinated by the words, but where we meet is in the silence behind them. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise. Do what you can on this plane to relieve suffering by constantly working on yourself to be an instrument for the cessation of suffering. To me, that's what the emerging game is all about. You just love until you and the beloved become one. Treat everyone you meet like God in drag. When you are causing suffering to others, you are causing suffering to yourself. It is important to expect nothing, to take every experience, including the negative ones, as merely steps on the path and to proceed. As one individual changes, the system changes. The art of listening comes from a quiet mind and an open heart. Be here now. Now is now. Are you going to be here or not? Wherever you are, be all there. Ask yourself, where am I? Answer, here. Ask yourself, what time is it? Answer now. Say it until you can hear it. That we ourselves are much more than we usually perceive. When you know that, part of you can stand outside the drama of your life. It's very hard to grow because it's difficult to let go of the models of ourselves in which we've invested so heavily. Everything in your life is there as a vehicle for your transformation. Use it. The resistance to the unpleasant situation is the root of suffering. The ego is an exquisite instrument. Enjoy it, use it. Just don't get lost in it. As long as you have certain desires about how it ought to be, you can't see how it is. Just relax and trust the process. Everything changes once we identify with being the witness to the story instead of the actor in it. What you meet in another being is the projection of your own level of evolution. A feeling of aversion or attachment towards something is your clue that there's work to be done. Cosmic humor, especially about your own predicament, is an important part of your journey. Everyone should smile. Life really isn't that serious. We make it hard. The sun rises, the sun sets. We just tend to complicate the process. In most of our human relationships, we spend much of our time reassuring one another that our costumes of identity are on straight. Start from where you are, not where you wish you were. The work you're doing becomes your path. Our whole spiritual transformation brings us to the point where we realize that in our own being, we are enough. I think the message is that you don't need to go to anywhere else to find what you are seeking. When you are already in Detroit, you don't have to take a bus to get there. We each have our path. There are many routes up the mountain, but they all end at the peak. Don't compare your path with anybody else's. Your path is unique to you. Across planes of consciousness, we have to live with the paradox that opposite things can be simultaneously true. Once you get to your soul, then every person you look at is a soul. Learn to watch your drama unfold while at the same time knowing you are more than your drama. As you dissolve into love, your ego fades. You're not thinking about loving. You're just being love, radiating like the sun. The game is not about becoming somebody. It's about becoming nobody. Our journey is about being more deeply involved in life and yet less attached to it. As soon as you give it all up, you can have it all. You have all the time in the world, but don't waste a moment. In all spiritual practice, the strategy is the same. To identify the thing that frightens you and come as close to it as you can before you freak out. Death is absolutely safe. It's like taking off a tight shoe. Motivations and desires affect our perceptions. We don't necessarily see things as they are. We see them as we are. You are my connection to the place in myself where I am love, and I can't get there without you. Maharaji, he would tell me repeatedly, Ram Dass, love everyone and tell the truth. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy.